it is a possibility that he be acquitted in a civil or criminal case.
Kailangan ba ng remedial legislation to clarify the conflict between fiscal court and
Pwede, pero for the purposes ng public officials, kung ano mas transparent, dapat yun ang mas paboran na interpretation. Because kung sa akin, hindi ko tingin problema yung batas eh. Problema yung mga public official na nagpapalusot na gusto nilang in fact, many interpret yung waiver sa ombudsman na sufficient na natignan ang bank accounts at hindi na kailangan dagdagan pa. Ang problema, ibibigay ba ng AMLAC o ibibigay ba ng central bank ang bank accounts sa ombudsman considering that many of these banks are private banks? Only for impeachment purposes. Meaning, kung may mag-impeach sa taga-COMELEC, may nag-impeach sa taga-COA, may nag-impeach sa taga-Supreme Court o Presidente, pwede mo sabihin, eto yung standard na ginamit namin kay CJ, eto din dapat gamitin namin sa'yo. But for the lower courts, they will follow the interpretation of the Supreme Court. Pero wala pang interpretation ng Supreme Court. That's why kung hindi taga-Supreme Court ang nagsabing dalawang interpretasyon, baka hindi mo pa na-question yung fitness niya to continue eh. Pero dahil taga-Supreme Court yan, paano kung may kaso na yun ang tanong? Ang interpretasyon na kaagad niya, yung pabor sa kanya, hindi pabor sa tao. Pero kung let's say taga-COA o taga-Civil Service ang ganong interpretasyon at walang ibang issue sa kanya, di ba? Maaring ma-absuelto. But depende din kasi sa facts ng case, ano nakita, paano nakita, etc.
Sir, according to Attorney Tranquil Salvador, it's final, hindi na daw sila appeal sa Korte Suprema. Does it mean na enlightened sila o nakita nilang hindi na talaga appealable yung verdict ng impeachment?
Well, in the same case na yung mga abogado ni Al Gore felt that he won, but felt that makakasama sa bansa kung questionin pa rin sa Supreme Court, no? I admire the defense team and I'd like to thank the Chief Justice from preventing a constitutional crisis. No? That could have been many things. Pwedeng naisip nila, baka talo din sila doon. Pwedeng naisip nila, lalong, di ba yung family will be continued agony. Pero I'd choose to believe that inisip nila yung bansa. Na kung nagkaroon ng TRO o nagkaroon ng, the mere fact, halimbawa na sabihin ng Supreme Court, sumagot kayo impeachment court, is already a first step towards another constitutional crisis or possible constitutional crisis. Because the impeachment court should not be answerable to any other tribunal in the country. So, it's very admirable yung ginawa nila na although ang tingin nila may karapatan silang doon, kami naman tingin namin wala. Diba? The Supreme Court will eventually have to act on it one way or the other. So I think it's admirable that they chose not to favor the country this time and wag na lang nila i-appeal ito. No? Assuming na yun talaga naging final decision na nila.
Okay, last 3 questions. Okay, good. So, amendments.
Ang consensus lang kasi na alam kong pinag-usapan yung mapabilis to but there are still some tricky provisions. Ang concern ko talaga is yung paano maging very transparent ang ating bansa, pero paano mo pipigilan ang political persecution. Kasi there's a thin line between persecution and prosecution. Diba? Dahil alam na natin na ang sistema itself ay sira. So marami talagang tatamaan. Diba? And then how do you judge? Diba? That's why the rules should be very clear, not only sa AMLAC, but also in consideration with other laws, kung paano mo hahabulin ng isang public official. Kung hindi, kampihan ng kampihan. Hindi matitigil yung ganitong klaseng politika din. Well, minsan wala sa batas Katulad nung pinakita ni Senator Joker na for intelligence purposes only o yung nireveal ng ombudsman. Wala sa batas yun. Pero apparently ang AMLAC nagbawa sa BIR and then meron silang papel na binibigay for intelligence purposes only. Remember, nilagay namin sa AMLA law na 1 year before or during election period, campaign period, hindi pwede na gamitin ng AMLA ang power nila kasi baka gamitin nila para i-freeze ang pondo ng isang politiko or gamitin nila i-persecute yung isang politiko. But now, by a simple piece of paper na lalagyan mo lang intelligence purpose, although hindi siguro intention ng AMLA to, pwedeng ikalat ito, pwedeng masira yung reputation ng tao. Mas mahalaga minsan yung, well, di minsan, parating mas mahal ang reputasyon kaso dun sa pera. So, yun ang isa naming concern. That how do we meet the international standards when it comes to anti-money laundering? How do we make our system more transparent? But on the other hand, how do we prevent abuses and prevent it from being used for political persecution, no?
Hindi pa malinaw yun, sir. Wala pang assurance na that has been addressed.
Because nga iba yung nasa batas mismo, iba yung possible implementation. Kaya hindi pa fully na-address, no? I just like to may nag-abot sa akin, clarify definition of related web of accounts, no? Yung web, I think, is not a technical term, but they just try to draw a picture na katulad ng isang spider web, masyado parang tali na sala sa labat, no? Or at konektado, no? Then yung related, meaning na hindi siya ibang tao sa ibang tao. Related could also mean na may relationship yung dalawang accounts in the sense na hindi lang siya same name, kung hindi naglilipatan ng funds from one to the other. But as explained by the defense, and ito in-explain din ni Senator Recto nung nasa loob kami ng dahil former NEDA siya at marami siya alam din sa banking, nangyayari talaga yung related accounts pag naglalagay ka ng placement or nag-time deposit ka. Kasi talagang tuwing iro-roll mo yun, may bagong account na nilalagay. No? When you say related, it could be related in the sense na name lang. Diba? Na Mr. X, eto kay Mr. X din. But when it says related web of accounts, ang pagkaintindi ko, may pumapasok, may lumalabas, kaya may relation siya. But so far, same name. Kasi ang isang hindi natin tinitignan at isang magiging issue in the future, kung meron kang account at pwedeng tignan to, paano kung may businessman or kung nasa korte, kung judge ka, may isang litigant na may deposit sa'yo, pwede mo rin bang tignan yun? Yung sa kanya.
Wala pang safeguard doon. Wala pa kayong...
Well, maraming sinasabing author na safeguard. But what I'm saying nga is that yung theory at yung practice magkaiba eh. Even sa lumang AMLA law, okay yung theory eh. Hindi pwede ma-abuse eh. Pero nakita natin, tapos may pinapakita si Senator Joker na ibang hawak ng dokumento, na may lumalabas talaga sa AMLA na pwedeng makasira ng reputation na wala kang kalaban-laban. Maaari din totoo talaga yon. Kasi neutral naman yung nilalabas ng AMLA eh, pero kung paano gamitin at kung sinong pwedeng manghawak nun, yun yung doon. No? At saka anong epekto nito sa banking industry. That's why, ang panawagan ko sa central bank, pag-aralan na talaga na pag public official, paano mo gagawin mas transparent ang bank account niya, pero hindi maapektuhan yung banking system. Yes, but that's an internal control for the anti-money laundering. It's still not a system of checking their account. So like right now, kung pag-iinitan ka, yung sa'yo lalabas. Pero kung hindi ka pag-iinitan, no, that's what I'm saying, di ba? Whether nasa media, whether sa gobyerno eh. Alam natin may natatapakan tayo eh. Di ba? So wala namang problema na lahat i-imbestigahan. Pero yung i-imbestigahan ka dahil may natapakan ka o dahil i-influensyan yung storya mo or kami i-influensyan boto namin sa bill or judge i-influensya ng boto nila, that is as bad as the corruption that is happening if you don't have a waiver.
Sir, pahabol ka lang. Kasi President Noy said he will not hasten the selection of new Chief Justice. So ano bang dapat na-consider ni Pinoy sa pagpili ng susunod na Chief Justice?
Yung integrity, nung araw kasi kahit nakilala yung pagpili ng isang COMELEC chairman, COA chairman, ng Civil Service Commission chairman, pagpili ng mga independent constitutional bodies na head, yung Supreme Court, Justices, CJ, pumipili ka man na kilala mo, kasi alangan namang kalaban mo, ilagay mo. you make sure na yung integrity is so high that minsan nga just to show that hindi sila nakatali sa appointing power, na-accuse ka nga sila na ang decision nila laban dito eh. So kailangan natin pumili ng isang tao na yung integrity is so high that wala siyang pakialam kung sino masasagasaan niya o sino matutulungan niya dahil mas importante sa kanya yung pangalan niya. I don't want to say sino, but there are a lot of people out there who spent a lifetime sa law, na sa pagmamahal ng law, na walang pagmamahal sa pera, walang pagmamahal sa power, walang pagmamahal sa physical na mga o material na bagay, kung hindi yung pangalan niya talagang iningatan. No? Either pagmamahal sa Diyos o yung pangalan niya iningatan. So, I don't want to name names because we will, unang-una, pag biglang yun sabihin, ni-recommend ko. No? But one thing I'm sure of also, nung panahon ni Presidente Arroyo, yun ang pagkakamali namin sa oposisyon. Tinake for granted namin yung appointment process, hindi kami nag-participate. So, dapat gamitin man ang Twitter, ang Facebook, ang traditional media, ang mga NGOs, mag-participate ang mga mamayan natin. Kasi ang JBC naman mismo may proseso na open yung screening. No? So, kailangan dapat lumabas tong lahat. Kasi kahit dito, meron tayong commissioner appointments, marami pa rin nakakalisod.
Okay, Jinky, do you have any question?
Sir, doon sa sinasabi ng ibang mga kritiko ninyo na parang buhay pa daw ang dati ninyo, hindi siya magiging proud sa inyo ng ate mo sa naging siya. How would you react? Sa Twitter, feel
Isang daan milyon ng Pilipino. Di ba? So siguro ngayon ko lang sasabihin sa inyo to. Kaya sinabi yun dahil kaibigan ng daddy ko si CJ. Pero marami na rin at nung may sakit siya, binisita siya. Kaya nga masakit din sa amin na magdesisyon laban sa isang kaibigan at si Senator Pia doon nag-oath kay CJ. So, yes, sabi ko nga siya, nagka-bypass siya pero binisita pa rin niya dad ko sa Amerika nung may sakit, nung kakatapos lang nung operasyon. So, hindi mo naman ma-please lahat eh. Pero, tingin ko naman, mas marami naman nagsabing proud ang tatay mo. Diba? So, in the end, we have a heavenly Father that we have to please. We have people that we have to please. Ano naman magiging batayan mo? So, nung nilabanan ko si GMA, ninong ko sa kasal si FG, yun din ang sinabi ng iba. Na ikakahiya ka ng tatay mo dahil he supported GMA. So, my sister and I can only really pray and think what's best and do it. Diba? Pero meron talagang mag-criticize sa one way or the other. Pero siguro naman, mas kilala namin yung ama namin kaso sa kanila. No? Pero one day naman, dadating, mamamatay naman tayong lahat. Tatanong ko sa tatay.
Okay, last one. Oh. No more? Ninyo.
Sir, pag nagkakwento si Pinoy ng news,
Chief Justice.
sa tingin na magiging independent pa rin ang case? Or is there any doubt na?
Very good question because there are now two competing powers in the Supreme Court. Tama yung sinabi ni Chief Justice Davide that this is healthy for the process. Pero tama din sinabi ni Chief Justice Corona na meron din chilling effect sa Supreme Court to. Kasi may sources din naman tayo sa Supreme Court, no? Meaning, meron talaga na ang dating sa ibang justices, pag hindi mo sinunod yung Malacanang, isusunod ka. Okay? Either sundin mo ang Malacanang o isusunod ka. Okay? On the other hand, no, it is also true that many of the lawyers feel na nagiging untouchable na yung mga napakatataas sa gobyerno kasama yung Supreme Court. Many lawyers feel na yung flip-flopping is not good. Ang problema, pag abogado ka at nag-complain ka, pwede ka ma-disband. Yun yung in re jurado na si ang ating kolumnista, no, ating newsman na si Emil Jurado, sinulat niya lang hindi naman siya nag-practice nun. Sinabi ng korte, pwede siyang i-discipline just for writing something na tingin ng Supreme Court ay laban sa kanila. No? So yung two competing forces, one is the strengthening of the independence of the Supreme Court, no? And the cleansing. One naman yung independence, yun yung sabihin, huwag mo kaming galawin. Pero ang kalaban naman nun, yung sinasabing we're all powerful. The other force is saying that may check din sa inyo at pwede din kayong alisin pagka may betrayal of public trust, culpable violation, constitution, etc. So hindi na maganda naman na parating may dalawang ganung puwersa. Diba? So as long as hindi mag-override yung isa sa isa, meaning as long as walang abuso at wala nang mangyari na pine-pressure ang mga Supreme Court justices to vote one way or the other. But halimbawa, lakaran ng kaso, di ba? Ano yan? It's a open secret sa mga abogado that many courts, even court administrators, even mga tao sa korte, yung mga fixers, etc. Kung meron sa legislative, meron din sa executive, meron din sa judiciary. So yung check and balance, importante din dyan. Yun nga lang, paano mo ibabalanse yung isang need na maging independent yung judiciary at yung kabilang need naman na alam din nila that they're also accountable to the people. So yung balance na lang ng dalawang.
Okay. Abang, panghabol pa, Cynthia. Chief Justice? Aba? Will you consider it, sir?
I strongly recommend against politicians. Although modesty aside, although I think I am a good politician, kasi sabi ko nga, new paradigm of transparency and accountability. Diba? So, there are maraming magaling na politiko. At politiko din ako, kaya wala akong karapatan na sabihin, wag politiko, no? But, ang point, ano ba magiging message nito sa mamamayan natin kung ang tingin nila yung susunod na CJ, may mga kakampi? Diba? That's the same comment I said sa COMELEC. Dapat hindi practicing lawyer ng COMELEC. Pwedeng lawyer, pero wag practicing lawyer sa COMELEC. Ang problema kasi sa politiko, we're partisan. Diba? Alam kung sinong kakampi, alam kung sinong mga supporters, etc. So, ang mangyayari niyan, magkakaroon ng doubt, umpisa pa lang. Although, baka ma-overcome yung doubt, depende sa performance niya. At this point in time, we need a healing process and a strengthening process. That's why I'd rather that it be someone maybe from the academy or someone who practiced law for 30, 40 years na walang sino man magsasabing yan marumi mag-practice, yan naglalagay, yan nakakausap, di ba? I'd rather that. But again, ang focus natin sino ma-appoint. Remember, ang malaking burden ngayon nasa JVC. Because ang pwede lang i-appoint ng presidente yung nasa listahan ng JVC. So kung hindi man lang papasok sa listahan ng JVC, hindi aaabot sa appointment ng presidente. So sana ang tutukan natin lahat yung magiging proseso ng JVC, ng Judicial Bar Council.
Sir, nag-float ang name ni Senator Franklin Drilon. Mas dapat na hindi po siya, considering na
Senator
party-mate siya
Escudero is a great choice. Senator Drilon is a great choice, etc. But as I said, di ba, we have to go beyond the individual qualifications and integrity. Ang tignan natin in general, kayo mismo kung papapikitin ko kayo ngayon at papataas ng kamay, politiko, hindi. I think 100% kayo, sabihin nyo, wag politiko di ba? So, again, ang end, kahit anong bahid ng partisanship right now, will not be the best for the Supreme Court. Usually, good is okay, great is very good. But for now, we need the best.
Sir, how about Rene Sabisa Crowd?
Grabe ang kanyang integrity. I don't know kung gusto niya or whatever, but I don't wanna go name by name, di ba? Kung papayagan niyo lang, no? But someone na unquestionable yung integrity, di ba? So, there are great names out there, no? Ang sinasabi ko lang, napaka-idealistic nung pagtanggal sa kanya. Sisirain natin ang impeachment kung ipapalit mo ay hindi worthy or hindi fit sa posisyon na yun.
So, dapat maging careful.
Maganda na Maganda na yung removal. So, yung ipapalit, napakahalaga. I think that the best person to understand it is President Noy. Why? Agree naman lahat ng oposisyon na tanggalin si President Arroyo. Hindi lang nagkakasundo ang mga oposisyon dati, sinong papalit. Siya pinili ng tao. So he should understand yung sinong papalit is as important as bakit dapat mo siyang tanggalin.
Sir, kailangan bang yung mapipili, yung tipong hindi matatawag na yellow Supreme Court?
Yung magagaling na Supreme Court, Chief Justices, at nasusway sa independence ng Supreme Court, the Supreme Court carries his weight. So kung Santos yung Supreme Court Justice at naging very independent, they start calling it the Santos Court. Pag Cruz yung CJ na napaka-independent, they start calling it the Cruz Court. But if it is very partisan, sasabihin mo, it's the Arroyo Court or the ganyan. Tigil na ako doon dahil maraming court na nakikita ko sa mukha ng mga nakaupo dito.
Okay, talaga, last na to. Okay, last na from Butch. Makulit si Butch na. Butch, last na talaga.
Yung Supreme Court just verdict, what's its impact on the economy?
Pang-business mirror po yan.
I think the business confidence will greatly improve, no? Or the confidence in business in the Philippines and in our political system will greatly improve. Dalawa ang basehan ko nito. One is Latin America. Dati kasi sa Latin America, panay coup para palitan ng presidente. When they discovered impeachment, nagkaroon sila ng stability. Ironic nga because there was stability in instability. Because anytime pwede mag-impeach, nagkaroon ng konting instability. But because impeachment is better than coup d'etat, nagkaroon sila ng stability. Meaning, nasanay na yung mga businessmen that that's part of how we do business in this country. Or this part of how we govern in the country. So I think businessmen will see three things in what is happened. Number one, meron tayong sistema that works, which is a legal system, impeachment. Number two, that clear ang message ng gobyerno that transparency and accountability and will fight corruption. And number three, I think the impeachment court proved that natapos to na hindi naman bumagsak yung banking system, na hindi naman nagkaroon ng mga bank runs na may tumaob na bangko. So, impeachment done responsibly, I think helps the confidence of businessmen and should help the economy. And remember, half of the battle sa ekonomiya is really perception rather than reality. So I'm hoping it helps the perception that stable ang ating political system. I won't go that far because, again, we go back to three words: plan, plan, plan. So whether it's our economy, whether it's prices of oil, whether it's anti-graft, ano yung plano, ano yung plano, ano yung plano. No, I think it will be positive. It will be a positive factor. But will it be enough to get us back another notch? Maraming iba pang factor and you know that more than me. But like pang ibang economic factors that have to be factored in for you to be upgraded again.
Okay, that's all. So, sir, on behalf of Senate Media, on behalf of Lord Mercado and Lisa Godoy, thank you very much, as Senate Minority Leader Alex.